believe that's number 20, Nick Muhlenbrook.
Yes,
it is. So the little linebacker standing back apparently has some speed as well.
Young man of many talents. Well, whenever you play a four-man front, you've got to have some stud linebackers, and City's got some speed and some kids that'll come up and hit.
Ball is teed up, whistle sounds. Butters approaches the football, puts a boot into it, and we are underway. Kenny will field it, bobbles it at the 2-yard line, picks it up out of the 10, the 15, trying to get behind the wall, stays on his feet, grinds his way past the 20 down to the 21, and that is where City High will set up on their first offensive series.
Actually came out there with pretty decent field position, Brent, considering the bobble down there at the 2 or 3 yard line. And sometimes that can work a little bit to the advantage. Sometimes a return guy will hit that hole or get there before his blockers get a set up, and actually was one guy away from breaking that there. There was a huge hole, and if number 66 from Kennedy doesn't bring him down, he's taking that all the way.
Good job of the blockers to come to the near side. That was more of a wall rather than a wedge.
Yeah, and you know, that's one where you read it on the go. You're going to try and set up your blocks to where the kick goes, and they did a nice job.
Out of the I formation, Sabres in the slot to the far side. Receivers near and far side on play action. Kennedy drops back, firing deep down the near side, going for the home run early. Contact made, but it looks like this one uncatchable as he was going deep to Tony Sturgill down the near side. Pretty decent coverage by Sahid Kamara, the cornerback, but how about that, Jason? City going for the home run ball in the very first play of the game.
Yeah, and he had a step on him. It was pretty decent coverage there by number 2 from Kennedy. Had a step on him, really bought the quarterback quite a bit of time back there to step back and throw the ball to play action. And City's going to come out, and they're going to open it up, and they're going to, you know, they tried to hit a home run right there right off the bat.
2nd and 10 from their own 21. Grenko wide to the near side. Looks like it will be Sturgill to the far side, trying to get a number on him out of the I formation again. On play action, Kennedy dropping back, getting pressure, fires across the middle, overthrows Grenko just off the fingertips of the cornerback Darren Henke. He had him, but overthrew him. 2 plays, 2 deep balls for City High.
He had him coming across there under the middle, and that might be the case of, hey, you know, this is the first drive. Sometimes your quarterback's got a little extra zip on the ball out there and needs to settle down just a little bit, but I'm sure the City High coaches probably saw some stuff on game film and thought that they can throw the ball underneath on that one and had him wide open.
Joel Rocca and Tony Sturgill will be your wideouts on this play. Rocca to the near side. Ball sits on the near hash on 3rd and 10. Sabres skirting the line with the strong side to the left. A straight drop. It's a drop play to Kenny. Off left side. Across the 20. Skirts one man. The 25. Out to the 30. He's got the first down and dropped just past the 35 to the 36. And a heads-up play call that time by the offensive coordinator for City High.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That's a perfect call in that situation. You've come out and play action pass on your first 2 plays. You come out again, and certainly Kennedy's thinking play action once again. This time you actually give it to the tailback and had a really nice hole. Did a nice job. One of the linebackers from Kennedy, and I didn't catch a number, had an angle. He did a nice job of turning on the speed and getting to that first down marker. Big play for City.
Grenko wide to the far side. It will be Rocca to the near side. Again, Sabres the slot man on 1st and 10 from the 35. Kenny gets the call up the gut. Looked like the ball had popped out for a second, but he keeps a hold of it as he powers his way for a yard, maybe 2 off the play.
You know, both teams right now are starting to settle now down into the game. They're into this 2nd series. Trying to feel each other out a little bit. And City's going to try and feel out, you know, what's going to work. The first couple series, what's working well, what's not going to work. That time Kennedy had some nice backside pursuit on the cutback. Made a really nice play and forced him into a 2nd and 9.
Strong side to the right on 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 9, or a short 9, I should say. Out of the eye. Handoff goes to Kennedy. Kenny hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of about 1 or 2 on the play. Great surge that time by the Cedar Rapids Kennedy front 4.
Yeah, they did a really nice job there. Ryan Lavin, a 5'9", 175-pound junior, slicing in there. Looks like maybe they had a line stun or a slant on there, and that play really never got off the ground.
It looked like he came right up the A-gap and nobody touched him.
Nobody touched him, and he had to do a little sidestepping back there and force him into a long down.
3rd and 11 from their own 34. 2nd, 3rd down of the ball game early here for City High in their first offensive drive. Kennedy, straight drop, getting pressure, fires across the middle. Rocca dives, it's just behind him as Kennedy got leveled just as he let the football go. Looks like number 39, Luke Dolan. We talked about it before. Coach Lewis calling him the best overall athlete on the squad. He was right in the jersey number for Ryan Kennedy.
Yeah, they ran a blitz there with Dolan, and then Ryan Lavin did a little inside stunt, and he came right up there, and I don't think anybody touched either one of them, and he never really had a chance to set up and throw that football.
Kennedy to punt, standing at about his own 20. It looks like Fisher back. Oh, this one's shanked, very short. Will it cross midfield? It hits the 50, takes a short City High roll, and will be down at about the 45-yard line. It looked like he maybe felt a little bit of pressure there, and the ball just went right off the side of his laces.
Yeah.
Mark Patterson, 6'4", 185, and a senior. Good-looking athlete. Strong side to the right. They'll send a man in motion near side. That will be Henke. Handoff will go to the deep back. That'll be Curtis Meyer on the short side of the field. Scampers across midfield. Still tap dancing. We'll wait and see where he stepped out of bounds. Looks like he'll be spotted at about the 48-yard line. Well, they ran to the short side of the field that time on a pitch.
Well, both linebackers from City High had really good pursuit, just didn't have quite the angle they needed to make that play. They both had a shot at catching him right at the line of scrimmage. He did a nice job turning on the speed and getting 6-7 yards there.
Make it 2nd down and 3 on a delay. The handoff will go to Meyer off the right side, and he meets a brick wall. A sea of white and silver getting up. Nice job by number 32, Greg Altmeyer. Saw number 50, Cody Clayball, also sticking his nose in there. Win, a gain of 1 on the play. That's probably going to be one of the toughest 1-yard gains that Meyer will have all season. Brings up 3rd down and 2 from the City High 46. Christensen wide to the near side, Henke wide to the far side. Strong side to the left. They're going with 2 tights here.
Double tight.
Out of the shotgun, Patterson out into the flat. Nice catch at the knees, right at the 1st down marker by Christensen. Ran kind of a drag route right across the middle, and Patterson had all day to throw. The ball was low, and a nice fingertip catch by his wideout to move the chains.
That was a nice play. They came out in double tight, motioned to trips to the right side, and just ran him out there a little 2 or 3 yard out, knew exactly where the 1st down was. And, you know, if you've got a quarterback that can throw that ball, that's just as good as a run. When you can get out there and just play a little pitch and catch, and that's an easy play.
5 on the play, make it 1st and 10 from the 43. Trying to get the ball around the near corner, not much there for Meyer. Still kicks it into a 2nd gear as he's inside the 40. City High, I don't know what else you could do there on that play, Jason. They had him strung out. Free safety Scott Knight coming up in run support, but he just kicked it into a 2nd gear. He turned really what should have been probably a 2 or 3 yard loss into about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Well, Alex Fisher and Alex Berg did a really nice job there of spreading that out. But, you know, on that first series or that first drive they had there, they had an angle on him again. So they're going to have to adjust their angles a little bit and get a better angle on this tailback because he's out running to the corner. Make
it 6 on the play as a quick hitter on the outside on the far sideline, in and out of the hands of Derek Henke. And it looks like Kennedy is going to be more than content to just try and nibble away underneath tonight.
Yeah, and they might do that here for a while and then go for the deep ball. This Mark Patterson, now that was a nice pass. A pass that probably should have been caught. 3-step drop, and he just threw right off his back foot and just whipped that thing out there. Kid's got a really quick release as well.
Christensen wide to the near side. Fisher, the slot man, to the near side as we've got the strong side to the left. Patterson dropping back. It's a delayed draw. The handoff will go to Meyer, and nothing doing on the right side as he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the defensive end. All 205 pounds of him, the sophomore Josh Keppel coming up to lead the charge.
Did a really nice job there. Really nice job. That's a big stop for City. Force them here into 4th and 4, 4th and 5, and I would assume Kennedy's going to punt the ball here.
Well, we'll wait and see. No wind. It's just going to come off the field, and Kennedy will punt. Ben Mowinkle back at about midfield.
Looks like City's
nobody deep for City to receive here. Rocca will drop back. We've got a flag, and do we have delay of game on Cedar Rapids Kennedy? If so, that would be it. Nope, illegal procedure will be the call. And that is a huge break for City High. Jason, they did not have anybody back to receive that punt.
Yeah, I don't think they were sure what Kennedy. Sometimes down here in the 35, 40 yard line, you'll go into a punt safe mode. where you just put everybody up in the line and you say, hey, if he wants to kick it down there, go ahead. We're just not going to get caught on a fake. And looks like now that they know they're going to punt it, they're going to go ahead and get their 2 guys back.
Mowinkle at his 45, set to put a foot into it. Looks like the return is on. He'll angle this one to the far side, a high but a short kick. Rocket would be the closest receiver.
A good bounce.
But he did get a huge hop as he backs away from it. A candy hop inside the 20, down close to the 15. Looks like they'll spot it at the 14-yard line. That is where City will take over on their second offensive series of the evening. So both clubs' offenses moving the ball, picking up a couple of first downs, but stalling out toward midfield.
Yeah, I think they're just both trying to feel each other out, trying to find what's going to work, what's not going to work. And, you know, Kennedy really got a couple first downs out of the deal and pinned City High in some bad field position.
On 1st and 10, the pitch will come near side. This looks like Kenny dodging one man across the 15, brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. Short gain on the play as number 55, Jordan Getchy, the middle linebacker there to go ahead and take him.
Michael Sabers are kind of using him back there at that Z-back or halfback and putting him in that short motion. Had a really nice crackback block there on the defensive end of Kennedy, and then City High pulled their, I don't know if it was their tackle or pulled Fisher back around out there to lead the sweep. Really nice block by Sabers there to initially spring that sweep.
2nd and 5 as we're under 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter. No score. City High and Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Out of the eye. Kennedy will pitch to Kenny, trying to sweep it around the far side. Spins, cuts it back inside the 20, works his way, backpedaling toward the 25, brought down just shy at about the 24.
Same exact play, just over to the other side. And Sabres came down, and that time they pulled out big number 76, Phil Ancio, around the corner. Puts him in a nice position here at 3rd and 1.
Gain of 4 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Ball sits on the far hash. See if City goes with some power football here. Kennedy barking out the signals. Handoff goes off of right tackle. Kenny tap dances his way across the 25. Good job of keeping those legs pumping as he just doesn't stop until his knees are down. He'll pick up about 3, but he only needed 1, and that will move the chains for City High.
Similar play over to this side, a little bit different blocking scheme there. They all just kind of blocked down and picked up the first down. And I think City High, you know, is feeling pretty comfortable. If they want to get 2, 3, 4 yards a pop here, it looks like they're having their way right now with that Kennedy defensive line.
Strong side to the right. The pitch will come. Kenny trying to turn the near side, lowers the shoulder, rams right into a pair of Kennedy defenders as he's dropped at the 31, and the side judge throwing the laundry, and that may be in the spot where you'll see, and we will, holding against City High.
Yeah, Tyson was out there. Tyson Worth?
Yes.
42, right?
Yep.
Yep, he was out there trying to make a play, and I'm not sure I saw that, but
it happened right in front of us.
The side judge was a lot closer than I was to it, I guess.
They'll mark it off, and that will turn a short gain into a big loss as the ball spotted now at the 20-yard line.
You know, that's one of those holding penalties that I don't think would have really made a difference one way or the other out there. So that one stings just a little bit. Now they're backed up.
1st and 18 as they head back almost to the original line of scrimmage. Clock continues to run. 5.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Still no score. Kennedy and City. Sturgill wide to the near side, Rocket to the far side. Kennedy dropping back, fires out in the flat, overthrows his semi-H-back tight end, Michael Sabers. And you know at 6'5" with that wingspan, it has to be high for him not to pull it down.
Yeah, so far tonight, Ryan just had a little bit too much on that ball tonight.
Looks like he's rushing just a little bit, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
I mean, the pressure's there, but at the same time, it almost acts, or it seems as if he's acting just a split second too soon.
Well, and it's early in the game, you know, and that's sometimes quarterback just needs to settle down, throw the ball a few times. But so far tonight, on that underneath route and out there, he's just got maybe a little bit too much zip on the ball.
On 2nd and 18, a draw play. Kenny off the far side. He's got some room. The 20, the 25, the 30, and almost broke it. Shoestring tackle in the middle of the field by Mike Russell, the free safety. Otherwise, he still may be running.
Well, that's the same play they were in there in the first drive to pick up that first down. Good play call right there. and really kind of gets them out of a jam. They were buried deep back there, and now they've got a third down situation where you can open up the playbook a little bit. You got a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 here. You've got a few more options.
Well, they had 2nd and 18. Kenny picks up 14 of it. Much more manageable now at 3rd and 5 from their own 33.
They might come back with that sweep play over here.
They do. They pitch it to him. He's going to throw. He's got Rocca wide open downfield. Caught at the 45-yard line. He drops to his knees. He had his man beat. The pass was underthrown, and a nice job by Rocca to adjust. If it had just a bit more air underneath it, he would have been gone.
It looked a little funny, didn't it? When it just the blocking is like that. Is that really a sweep? But Kennedy was thinking the same thing that I was thinking, and that's a good play call by the City High coaching staff. You know, they ran that sweep play 3 or 4 times. You think they're going to come back with it again, and for him to pull up and throw the ball down there, that's a very, very solid play call.
21 yards on the flea flicker, to use the old term.
Well, that wasn't a flea flicker, was it, or a
halfback option?
Halfback pass. Yeah, there you go.
Tailback option. 1st and 10 from the 45. Kennedy with a 2-step drop fires a bullet near side. This one complete to Sturgill at the 40. Wrestled out of bounds by a pair of Kennedy defenders. Saheed Kamara, the cornerback, finally pushing him out of bounds. Well, we talked about Kennedy just feeling a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. There's no question about his arm strength, Jason.
No,
that was a rocket.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes just running a few little dump routes or a little out route or a 3 or 4 yard pass like that, let him get a few successful completions in there. He'll settle down, and then you can throw that deep ball.
2nd and 5. Kennedy steps up, surveys the defense, strong side to the right. Pitch goes to the far side. Kennedy trying to turn the corner. The 40. He's got one man to beat. The 35, the 30. Lowers the shoulder, and he's pushed out of bounds around the 25.
Well, so far it's been pitch sweep right, pitch sweep left, and a little bit of play action tonight. And I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's
absolutely. Force them to adjust, as the ball will be spotted at the 25. Gain of 15 on the play. And what were we talking about during the pregame, Jason? City High wanting to establish the run, getting more balance in their offense. I'd say they're doing a pretty good job here in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, if you're going to make a real run at the playoffs or deep in the playoffs, you've got to have a running game, and tonight could be the night they're going to do that.
1st and 10 from the 25 on play action. Kennedy rolling out near side, fires one up, and a heads-up play under heavy duress. Didn't really have a man that was truly open, just went ahead and threw the ball out of bounds. He was looking at Worth, the fullback, kind of running a curl. Sabers was about 5 yards downfield, but why try and force it?
Well, Kennedy brought the all-out blitz there, and 2 good plays. Looked like number 22 for City High. Phil Kenny. He stepped up and just smacked that middle linebacker right in the face. Bought Kennedy enough time to get out of the pocket, and a nice job by Kennedy not to force anything. That's your senior leadership there. You're down there in the red zone. Don't do anything stupid. Throw it out of bounds.
2nd and 10 from the 25, again out of the eye. Kennedy barking out the signals, and we've got movement on the Cedar Rapids Kennedy line. We'll see if they were drawn, but by the reaction, looks like we'll have encroachment, the call. Delay of game.
Yeah, that was the back judge.
Delay of game against City High. March them back 5. All right. Well, right now, if City did not pick up another yard, they are still on the fringes of the range of kicker Alex Fisher.
And that's a nice weapon to have back there.
He had a 47-yarder last week against Wahlert. As Kennedy dropping back on play action, fires out in the flat, dropped! He had Greg Altmaier, the backup fullback, out in the flat, and he had some room in front of him along the sideline if he'd been able to haul that in. And timing just a little off on that play, but still a good call.
Yeah, good call. That's a play that's going to try and slow down those linebackers. Kennedy, if they're going to blitz up in there all night, you're going to want to try and get a back out of the backfield, try and get him matched up on a linebacker. And I think if he makes that catch and makes one little move, he's gone.
Kennedy, I believe it's Altmaier, still is the fullback here, number 32. A straight drop. Kennedy fires down the near side. It's complete. He's got Scott Knight inside the 10. Takes a vicious hit. Stays on his feet, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, City. How in the world did he keep his balance?
And give some credit here to Michael Sabers coming back off of his route and making a block to free up for that touchdown. And Scott Knight's one heck of an athlete. His sister, I believe, is at the University of Iowa running track. His dad was one heck of a wrestler at City High in his day. So nice little play. And that really bailed him out. Kennedy had them in a tough spot in a 3rd and 15.
30-yard completion, just the second of the empty extra point. Kennedy will hold. Spot is down, kick is up. Boy, this one could be backed up about an extra 30 yards. Plenty of leg, plenty of height, and at the 3:11 mark in the first quarter, City High draws first blood on a 13-play drive that started from the... Back at Kingston Stadium, Alex Fisher to put a boot into a mild wind. It will be Curtis Meyer fielding the football about his own 10, getting behind his wedge. Out past the 20, close to the 25-yard line, and that is where Cedar Rapids Kennedy will take over to start their second offensive series of the evening, but this time trailing by a score of 7-0.
Nice job by starting linebacker Greg Altmaier down there making the play on the kickoff. Get your starters in there on the special teams, and that's kind of tough sometimes, Brent. You got to run down there 60 yards on a kickoff and then get right back up and play linebacker.
They're young. First and 10 from the 25. Patterson barking out the signals. He'll send Hinkie in motion near to the far side. Handoff goes to the second back through. That's Meyer trying to test the right end. Not much, if anything, there. Nice job to string it out as he maybe picks up a couple. Trying to get a number on the young man on the far side that made the tackle.
It's a ways over there. I can't see it either.
I believe that might have been Zach Buxton, the outside linebacker, but I can't tell from here. Either 40 or 20. It might have been Mullenbrook. They're going to say a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. Straight drop. Patterson fires out in the flat. It's complete to Meyer. Dodges one man across the 30 down to the 32. Knight there to bring him down. Likewise, the middle linebacker, Alex Fisher. Mullenbrook, tell you what, Jason, we can just assume that he's probably going to find the football in virtually every snap tonight. Last weekend, very impressed. Again, standing in at just 5'11", 145 pounds, but he covers the field extremely well.
Yeah, did a really nice job there.
Second completion on the evening by Patterson. 9 yards, make it 3rd down and 2 from the 32. Ball sits on the near hash. Patterson, quick hitter, hands off to the up back. I believe that's Nick Dolan. And he goes nowhere, runs right into a sea of white and silver. Check it, it's number 42, Blake Fisher. Tailback / fullback, and he gets nothing on the play. It will bring up 4th down and 2. And just like that, City High scores, and now all of a sudden their defense, hands it back over on a 3 and out.
They got Mullenbrook back to receive the punt. This kid can do it all.
Looks
like they were trying to get him to the wide side. I think he's flip-flopping linebacker positions with Zach Buxton. I think they're trying to get Buxton maybe to the short side or the weak side and trying to get him out there to the wide side.
Mullenbrook standing at his own 20. He and Mullenbrook and Rocca back to return.
Have a chance to return.
Rocca will come up at about the 35. Heads down the far sideline, the 40, the 45, and that's about all the farther he'll go. Runs into a brick wall, but still not a bad return, and still pretty good field position for City High in the 3rd offensive series.
Yep, pretty good field position. You know, basically didn't want to do anything crazy there. Try and get a return on, field the ball. You're going to get the ball in good field position. Nick Mullenbrook better be a little careful out there. I thought I saw a block might have went below the waist, but he's out there hustling.
Gritty ball player. 1 minute exactly left to go in the first quarter here. City High trying to add to a 7-0 lead.
That grit cost you 15 yards, though, if you're not careful.
True. Twins to the near side as Kennedy barks out the signal. On play action, he'll roll out far side. A flag is down. He'll tuck it away and run. The 45 and just out of bounds as he ducked underneath Blake Fisher, shy of midfield, but we'll wait and see. Laundry on the near side, and this one may be going against the Little Hawks.
We have a motion or not enough men on the line of scrimmage here. I think that was a planned run the whole way, Brent. They only had 2 receivers out there in coverage, and we've got
legal motion to call against City High.
And they faked that.
Again, Twins to the near side. Looks like Grenko and Sturgill. Lone receiver to the far side, out of the eye. Kennedy with a straight drop, getting pressure, fires across the middle, in and out of the hands. I believe that's Sturgill, and he is upset with himself. He had it and could not hang on to it. You've also got to give
number 42 for
Blake
Kennedy.
Fisher some credit for sticking a big paw in there and maybe helping it loose.
He did a really nice job there. It looked like it was completion, and we had a tough angle from up here to see it, but it looked like he did a nice job of not interfering with the receiver, coming across the top, knocking the ball away.
Well, what a
just
that
how
was
you
a
teach
laser, though, too. Right on the money from Kennedy.
He's got a gun. He's got an arm.
Fantastic, accurate throw. 2nd and 15. It goes for naught, though, from the 39. Pitch will come to Kenny near side. Cuts it back. Somebody's got a hold of his jersey as he tries to work his way out toward the 40. Tackle credited to Tony Hamilton.
I've got some new kids in there playing for Kennedy. They're switching it up here a little bit, aren't they?
Probably trying to give some of those guys a breather.
Well, Tony Hamilton did a really nice job there of getting out, trying to force that sweep back to the inside.
Looked like that play was going to go for more than just a yard, but he got a hold of his jersey.
Some nice pursuit there, yeah.
Did not let go. 3rd and 14. This will be the final play of the first quarter, barring a penalty. Kennedy dropping straight back, firing deep down the middle. He's got Rocca, who was on a post, and Kennedy thought he'd go a little deeper, and that ball well over his receiver's head by about 5 to 10 yards.
Well, City High came out that series and ran a completely different formation than what they've been running, and just tried to give a little bit different flavor there to Kennedy, and I don't know if it worked real well for City. They might come back and bring Sabres in and run what they were running before.
Kennedy to punt for City High. Puts a foot into it. High but short kick coming up and fielding it without a fair catch. Very gutsy play by Mike Russell, and he is leveled about a step into it.
That's Mullenbrook again.
Mullenbrook there to blow him a kiss at about the 39-yard line, and that will do it for the first 12 minutes of this ball game. After quarter number 1. A fresh 12 minutes slapped up on the clock as we get ready for the start of quarter number 2. Kingston Stadium, the scene in Cedar Rapids. 1st and 10. Kennedy trailing City High by a score of 7-0. Their 3rd offensive series of the first half. The handoff will go to Meyer, trying to work it around the near side across the 40. And he takes a vicious shot.
Number 22 in the game for City
Bill
High.
Kenny coming on in defense and just pretty much lowered his helmet right into his grill.
It's a good thing he came up and made that play, because 2 City High players ducked blocks out there and had a terrible angle. So he did a really nice job of coming up and forcing that thing and making a play.
Brent Balbinot sitting alongside former Hawkeye Jason Dumont, our statistician tonight, Stephen Grace. Just underway here in the second quarter. Kennedy, though, with excellent field position, trying to get the equalizer. Patterson on a delayed handoff goes to Fisher, straight up the gut. He's across the 45, down to the 47, very close to the first down.
Nothing fancy there. Brent just coming out in a double tight, running a little scoop to the left, and he's just looking for that cutback lane and trying to find the hole, and did a nice job there picking up 7-8 yards.
Make it 3rd down and 2.
You know, Kennedy, I'm sure, would like to get something going here. They've had a couple drives. They've had a little bit of success on the first drive, really not the second. I think it's real important for them to come out, try and establish some sort of ball game, some sort of running game here, and try and pick up at least 1 or 2 first downs and try and change the field position.
For a team known for its passing prowess, they've only gone to the air 3 times tonight. As a man in motion, Fisher near to the far side, and we may have too much time being taken here by the Cedar Rapids Kennedy offense.
Well, that back judge is all over that, isn't he?
Well, he's got a clock in his head that seems to be a little bit faster than virtually everybody else.
Mike's going to really watch that tonight.
Just the 2nd penalty of the evening for Cedar Rapids Kennedy, but it comes at an inopportune time. 3rd and 7 from their own 43. Patterson out of the shotgun. He'll send Christensen in motion near the far side. He'll go to Christensen in the flat, and he drops the football. Had a little bit of room down the far sideline, and Jason, that's just a situation where he didn't watch it in. He was trying, he was thinking big play before he actually had possession.
Down there anyway, but Looks like maybe one of their bread and butter plays. City High can expect that play when they need to pick up 3 or 4 yards.
Mowinkle back to punt, standing at his own 30. He'll be kicking from left to right on 4th and 7.
Bad snap.
Rock in Mullenbrook. It's a bad snap. Sabres very nearly got a piece of it. A low line drive takes 1 hop. Mullenbrook will field it at the 30. The 35 works his way out to the 40 before he's dropped.
We've got a City High kid down.
City High player down. Hopefully just the wind knocked out of him. Maybe a cramp. That's Joel Rocca, number 14.
Looks like he's holding his
Check
arm.
it. It's 15. Tony Sturgill. Now 1st and 10 from their own 39. City High leading 7-0. Their 4th offensive series of the evening. We'll see the strong side to the left out of the I formation on play action. Kennedy drops back, takes a vicious shot as he fires a bullet just through the fingertips of Scott Knight at the first down marker about midfield. And that's got to be what? The 3rd, maybe even the 4th drops ball we've seen tonight.
Yeah.
Kennedy is really putting it on the numbers, and I don't know if it's just maybe a little bit. Make it 2nd down and 10. Rocca wide to the near side, trying to get the number. I believe it's Grenko to the far side. Kennedy dropping back, getting some pressure, tries to dump it off in the flats. Is it complete? If it is, it'll be a loss. Looking at Phil Kenny, and he is down. It looks like it is complete, but that's going to be a loss of about a yard on the play.
Kennedy brought the house there. I think I counted 6 or 7 guys ended up behind the line of scrimmage, and Kennedy took a shot right after he threw that football.
They're going to say no gain, and that's probably being very generous. It certainly looked like Kenny's knee was down. On the option on 3rd and 10, Kenny near side, cuts it against the grain. The 40, the 45, and out past the 45 to the 46. He'll be shy of the first down marker, though, by about a good 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, Kennedy's going to bring in, or City's going to bring in the punt team here.
Give him a gain of a long 7 on that play, and City will have to punt. DP Iman, backup quarterback, in to do the punting chores. He was actually the man that put a boot into it last time. Standing inside his own 35. Meyer and I believe Fisher deep for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Doesn't look like either will get an opportunity here. Is this one a knuckleball? Out of bounds near side. It will be spotted at the 34-yard line.
A lot of action going on here between the 30s, Brent.
Both teams able to move the ball for at least a first down or 2, but
that's about it.
Normally you talk about being able to move the ball in between the 20s and then having problems in the red zone. Both teams adding about 10 to 15 yards to that one tonight.
Yeah.
From their own 34, neither team can complain about field position so far tonight. 1st and 10. Kennedy takes over with 9:13 left to go in the first half. On play action, Patterson rolling out far side, fires downfield. Fisher had it and dropped it. And a great play by Kenny to come up at the last second and punch the football away.
That was a super play by Kenny to come up there and knock that ball down. Ryan Kennedy rolling away, rolling to his left hand, throwing off his, Mark Patterson. I'm getting your sheets mixed up.
No problem.
Here, but Patterson, that was a beautiful throw, about 20 yards down the field, throwing off the wrong foot, going against the grain, and put it right on the numbers. And that ball could have went for a long ways if Kenny doesn't come up and make one heck of a play.
We got a couple good quarterbacks on the
we
field
do.
tonight.
Very impressive.
Now who wants to catch? 2nd and 10 from the 34. Up the gut, Fisher absolutely bowled over. No, he's going to keep it as the announcer bites on the play fake. Patterson, a keeper around far side, out towards the 35. That'll be a gain of a yard, depending on where they spot it. Maybe to the 36, a very short 2 will bring up 3rd down and 8. Heck of a play fake.
You bit on it, huh?
Boy, did I ever.
Mullenbrook did a really nice job there for City High, flowing to the ball and running that down. And the linebacker play tonight's been pretty doggone good on City High's part, flowing to the ball, flying around and making some plays. Early on, they took a few bad angles, but it looks like they've got that straightened out.
I was about to give Cody Claybaugh credit for just smacking Fisher in the face, but on 3rd down and 8, lob pass near side. What touch as it's on the money, splitting a pair of defenders. Hinkle hauls it in at the 47-yard line, and that's good enough for a first down. What touch by Mark Patterson.
That was a nice ball. Kennedy needed a first down here. They've got to try and build some confidence here and being able to move this football before the end of the half, and I'm sure they'd like to go down there and get this ball game tied up before intermission.
10 yards on the reception. Hinkey's first reception of the evening. 1st and 10 from the 48. And on play action again, Patterson will try and roll far side, spins, cuts it against the grain, and falls across midfield. Boy, you got to give Blake Fisher, the fullback, credit for carrying out that fake twice. He has taken a shot in the chops to go ahead and sell it.
I was just going to say, well, if they ever actually do give him the ball, that's going to be a 3-yard loss because was that number 60 or number 50?
Clay ball.
Holy cow. Both times they run that play, he's hit that fullback about 3 yards in the backfield.
Goodness, out of the eye, Fisher will be the fullback. 2-step drop. Patterson has it
play.
batted down at the near side. Nice job by Adam Collins, backup defensive end. 6 foot, 227-pound senior. Did a good job to get a big paw up there and knock the pass down.
Well, that's just how you want to coach it. You know, anytime you see a 2-step or 3-step drop, you're not going to get to the quarterback for a sack. So if you can try and get your hands up, try and knock that ball down, that's exactly the way you coach. Nice job by Adam to come in there and make that play. And the receiver is open out here, so now they're forcing him in here about a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 with 7.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Our score remains City High 7, Cedar Rapids Kennedy nothing. 2-step drop. Patterson being flushed out of the pocket, fires off his back foot, was trying to find Meyer, who had lined up out of the slot. And a nice decision that time by Patterson to just throw the football away.
Well, City sent the blitz right up the middle, and he didn't have much more time to set up back there. Only 2 receivers out in the pattern, and you know, so we're just playing right here between the 30-yard lines, Brent. Not a whole lot going on, and the punting hasn't been very good so far. So,
true.
You know, for all the good field position, neither team's really taken advantage of that yet.
It's been a defensive-oriented ball game so far.
And you know, I'd like to see City come out and run that ball a little more. The success they had on that scoring drive was running that sweep and running that draw and some other things rather than coming out and throwing the ball on 1st and 2nd down.
Mowink will angle this one near side, crosses over though. Rocca will field it at the 15, out to the 20, and that's about all the farther he'll get. Maybe an extra yard, but good coverage that time by the Kennedy special teams. And this will be about as deep as City High has had to take the football in about 3 or 4 possessions here. 1st and 10.
Yeah, other than those first couple of possessions when they started down on their 13-yard line and the 22-yard line, this will be the longest field they've had here in a while.
From their own 21-yard line. Lone score, that ironically enough, and ended in a 30-yard pass completion. Ryan Kennedy to Scott Knight. Out of the eye. Oh, we've got movement on both defensive and offensive lines. We'll wait and see who the guilty party, or at least the first guilty party, was. It will go against Kennedy.
Now this opens your playbook up just a little bit. You can be a little bit more aggressive with the football. You know, and that's one that coaches just, they tear. When I used to coach, I tear my hair out over that. How can you get off sides when you're right over the ball? When you're looking right at the doggone thing.
And what type of answers did you get?
I've heard them all. My answers usually get on the line. Time to run.
You're going to run a few gassers.
Yeah, go think about it.
1st and 5 from the 26.
Then you can give me an answer after about 2 or 3 gassers.
I don't think any answer would probably have been good enough for you. Kenny gets the call off of right tackle, 2nd back through. Nice ISO there as he busts his way out across the 30, down to about the 33, 34-yard line. And 1st down for City High.
I think that's what City needs to do a little bit more of. Those last couple series, the previous series, they experimented a little bit there without Sabres in the game. Last series, they threw the ball there deep the first couple of times. You know, I'd like to see him establish a little bit more of a running game. Sometimes you get tempted when you got a really good quarterback there like Kennedy to throw the ball a lot.
I believe that was Tyson Worth at fullback. It is, as the pitch comes around the near side. Kennedy again, another nice jersey tackle as he's brought down by number 46. Grant Cornish, the defensive end. That play looked like it was going to go for a little bit more, but again, you can't coach speed, and a nice job by Cornish to bust that one up.
Well, the nice thing that Grant did there is, as a defensive end, when you're trying to defend the option, you want to force that pitch, try and keep your shoulder square to the line of scrimmage, so once that ball is pitched, you can get out in the pursuit lane. He did a really nice job of that time, holding that run to about a 2-yard gain.
Give him a long one on 2nd and 9. Pitch
again.
Goes to Kenny. He'll fire deep down the near side again, going for Grinko. Ball batted down. Nice job by Hinkey, the cornerback. Well, Kenny put a lot more zip on it that time, but the route looked a little bit deeper. It was a crossing pattern instead of a fly down the near side, and he had to put just a little bit more on it. Still, he was open, but Hinkie with a nice job to recover and bat that one away.
Yeah, he had him by a couple steps back there, but that's tough sometimes for a tailback. You throw the ball maybe 3 times, 4 times a whole year, and, you know, he's not going to be the most accurate.
3rd and 9 from their own 35. 6:12 left to go in the first half. Kennedy, 2-step drop, fires out the Sabres, complete, bust a tackle across midfield and brought down at the 46-yard line. Get your athletes the football, let them pick up yards after the catch, and that's exactly what Sabres did.
Well, and that's why he's going to play Division I football next year. Get the ball out there, let him make a play, broke a tackle, picked up 4 or 5 yards after the catch, and that's what you want out of your big tight end and the leader of this team.
18 on the play. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 45, and we'll have a timeout. Why don't you give them coming out of this break? Just go ahead and fire a long music bed and go ahead and give them, and then send it to us live. Okay?
Boy, the refs are getting them right out of these timeouts.
Thank you very much, Ryan Baumbach, our in-studio producer tonight, keeping us up to date on some area scores. Being joined in the booth tonight by former Hawkeye Jason Dumont. We've got 6:04 left to go in the first half here. An offsides penalty coming out of that timeout makes it 1st and 5 for City High at the 39. Kenny gets the handoff straight up the gut, hit hard, but keeps those legs grinding forward. We'll wait and see where his forward momentum is spotted at.
A little short.
Just shy of the first down marker. Looks like this one will be put at the 36-yard line, maybe half the length of the football.
Kennedy's doing something a little different than a true 4-4 here with their defense. They're sliding that line about 1 man to the tight end, or to the left on this case. So they actually had the center covered with a nose guard and had their right end inside the tackle, and they're doing it here again. Don't be surprised to see he doesn't work on the short side of the field over here.
2nd and less than a yard on play action. Kennedy dropping back, getting pressure, fires downfield. He's got a man. We've got collision downfield.
Ooh.
And a flag being thrown. Saheed Kamara had his back turned to the play. Is that Grenko or Knight that Kennedy was going for? He was the only man in the pattern. I believe that's 82. Is that Scott Knight? But Kennedy stood in and took a shot right in the ribs as he let that football go.
I think what the back judge is looking at there is that the Kennedy defensive back, I believe that was Salid Kamara, never turned and looked at the football and just kept running. And so
it hit him in the back.
It hit him in the back. I mean, it was great coverage. He's just got to turn and look for the football, and I don't think that flag comes out because I'm not sure there was a ton of contact there. But you've got to play the ball.
So the penalty marched off, puts it down to the Cougar 21. 1st and 10 for the Little Hawks. Knight to the far side, Grenko to the near side. Strong side to the right, out of the eye. Kenny gets the call left side, upended inside the 20, down to the 19.
Kennedy flies around back there. They do a pretty nice job of flying to the ball. They've got some quick kids. Not a real big team by any means. We've seen bigger and we'll see bigger as the year goes on, but they really fly around and they're quick.
Well, again, inside Alex Fisher field goal range right now, but if you're Coach Sabres and company, you got to be thinking 6 here.
Yeah, you want to go down there and try and score and get up here by 2 touchdowns going into half.
Under 5 minutes left to go in the half. 2nd and 8 from the Cougar 19. Kennedy, is he checking off here? Strong side to the right on play action. He'll roll out that way, getting some pressure. Looking downfield, files back across the middle, complete to Sabres inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
That was all Kennedy and Sabres right there, and that has just been those two playing together for the years that they've played together. A lot of pressure. Kennedy got forced out of the pocket. Sabres broke his route and basically sat down on the field. What do you mean by that? He just stopped running his route, kind of sat down, made eye contact with Kennedy, and Sabres just kind of worked his way back to the middle of the field Nice play there, and you can't coach that. That's not a called play. That's just two players knowing each other and playing a little pitch and catch.
First and goal from the Kennedy 9. Handoff goes to Kenny, left side through a huge hole, takes one hit, dives across the goal line, he's in.
I think we've got a holding.
A flag at the 10-yard line, and holding is the call from the man in the white cap against City.
You know, this has nipped them a couple times. They had a holding call earlier out here on another play that really wouldn't have affected the play at all, and they had that delay of game down there in the red zone that put them in a 3rd and 15. Now they ended up scoring there, but there's a holding call there again that I'm not sure that would have affected the play at all, and you just got to be smarter down there in the red zone. You can't make those mistakes.
It seemed like it came late too, didn't it?
It came a little late, but you know, when you're down there in the 10-yard line, you've just got to think a little bit more about that and say, hey, the last thing we want to do is get ourselves backed up 10 yards.
So 10 yards is what's on the board. Make it 1st and goal from the 19. And on play action, Kennedy, all kinds of time to throw. Fires deep down the near side. Sabers with a great fingertip catch at the 3 and backpedals into the end zone.
He got away with one there, too. He got away with a little push off. Nice job. Great throw. Once again, he kind of broke the route off a little bit. Really good coverage there, but Kennedy just put the ball up there at about 6'9" and said, you know, jump up there and grab it where nobody else can get it.
Fisher on to attempt the point after. That really was a jump ball.
It was just.
That had some wobble, a la Tom Paholski back in the mid-'80s, as Fisher puts this one through the uprights, no doubt about it.
Put your Hawkeye trivia book away.
Hey, anybody that follows Hawkeye football
I
know that name.
I played with Tommy P. You
Absolutely. Bet. And he threw several of those. Probably about every other attempt, I believe
He threw it for about 4 or 5 games, and then it was Matt Rogers' time.
I was going to say, matchup. 2 top 20 teams at Kingston Stadium.
Big.
18 Iowa, 16 Arizona State.
Does it get any bigger than that and a night game? I mean, out of the past 10 years, that's got to be one of the biggest games.
Huge. Fisher with somewhat of a short kick as this one's fielded by Blake Fisher at the 10, the 15, across the 20, the 25, still behind the wedge, across the 30 and dropped at the 33. Nice return. Finally, the Cougar fans with something to put their hands together about. Their club, though, trailing by a couple.
You know, they've got 3, almost 4 minutes left. Don't have to do anything crazy here, so have plenty of time to run your offense, try and burn this clock.
Hinkie in motion from the far to the near side. Patterson out into the flat, complete to Meyer. Nothing doing. Great open field tackle at the shoestrings by Greg Altmaier, the inside linebacker.
If he doesn't make that play, there's a lot of yards, a lot of green space ahead of him there. Had nice block down blocks from both the other receivers.
Meyer gave a head and shoulders juke to the inside and was about to kick it into a second gear down the sideline, and out of nowhere, Altmaier came up and wrapped him up.
He did a nice job. That's a nice football play.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Again out into the flat, complete to Meyer to the far side. Gets a block from Fisher, spins around one man, across the 35, down to the 37. Again, a short gain on the play all of a sudden. Kennedy looking at 3rd and long here, and if they don't come up with it, they're going to have to punt the football away again.
Yeah, and being up 14-0, City can try and get down there. If you get to the 30-yard line, you're in field goal range.
Kennedy needs to be careful here, or they certainly more need to execute. Would be probably what Coach Lewis would like to see. Drop by Patterson, fires out into the flat, complete to Meyer. He's got the 1st down inside the 45, keeping those legs going before Altmaier drops him just shy of midfield.
Well, good execution there. Knew exactly where the 1st down marker was. Patterson didn't try and do anything fancy, put it only where he could have caught it. Down at his knees, got the 1st down, and keeps the drive alive.
Again, Kennedy clearly comfortable whether they're throwing for 5 or 6 or running for 5 or 6.
Well, they do a lot of their offense is let's get it out to one of our backs or receivers and let them run with it, almost just like a running play.
Oh, we have a power eye here.
Look like it.
Patterson dropping back, rolling out, taking a deep drop, and this one short of his intended receiver, Fisher. Did a double take seeing 3 men back there. It wasn't really offset like a true power eye, but.
Well, and if you're going to run that, get down the field. Even if he catches that, you've got about a half a yard gain out of the whole deal. So try and try and get down the field just a little bit further.
Statistician Stephen Grace saying the Maryland eye, the
Maryland
Terrapin eye. Ask Northern Illinois about that formation. Didn't seem to intimidate them too much.
Not at all.
2nd and 10 from the 48. Clock stopped with 2:18. Looks like we've got dual tights. And motion on the line, no flags. Handoff will go to Meyer. Nothing doing inside, cuts it near side, across midfield, inside the 45, and finally tackled by Altmaier at the 44-yard line.
Nice job by Meyer to see where the cutback lane was. Just a little block.
The field.
Boy, Kennedy'd like nothing better than to get down there and try and punch us in the end zone. That'd make a huge difference to them at half.
Looks like they'll be short by just a couple links in the chain.
3rd down.
Certainly you've got to figure 4-down territory here, don't you? I mean, if you can run one more play, if you're close, you're still fairly deep, or you go ahead and try and pin.
I don't know.
Triple I, Fisher.
I'm a defensive guy.
You need to identify that formation.
What the heck is that?
Play action, Patterson rolling back against the grain far side, fires out in the flat. It's complete to Fisher as he's run out of bounds at the 35. They needed less than 1. They got, what, about a good 7 or 8.
Well, what they're trying to do out of that, Brent, is they're trying to get those backs matched up on linebackers man-to-man out of the backfield. And, you know, if you bring them out in that triple I or just have them lined up straight behind each other, sometimes that can be an assignment problem for the linebackers on who to take on a pass play. And they had a little bit of a mismatch there and weren't quite sure and got the 1st down.
8 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 34. Patterson, a 2-step drop, fires again out in the flat, complete to Christensen. Dodges one man, hurdles another, he's down to the 25, and all of a sudden, Kennedy nickeling and diming their way via the short passing game, and they're threatening 1st and 10 from the City High 24.
And they were going to run a hurry up there, or a 2-minute O, and City High decides to take a timeout here, and they're going to talk about this little quick hitting offense and how to shut her down.
Good idea is the last thing that City wants. Their skills are good.
Yeah.
Their skills are good. It's just a matter of that offensive line, not that Patterson's got a lot of time when he goes back.
I think that's why they're doing quick hitters. He's not going to have time to throw it down the field.
Look out. Oh. Up the field.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the City High 24. Another quick hitter. Patterson to Christensen. This one goes for about 7 yards. Make it 2nd down and 3 from the City High 17. No huddle offense right now by the Cougars. Out of the shotgun. Patterson, all kinds of time, fires out in the flat. It's complete to Meyer, who gets out of bounds inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. And now, 1st and goal for the Cougars with 1:04 left to go. City High had been firmly in control, 14-0, but Kennedy looking to cut the lead in half just before they head to the locker room.
And City's going to ask for another timeout here. They need to talk about this. I'm wondering if they didn't have enough people. They had trips to the left, Kennedy, and I'm not sure that City had their coverage.
Patterson, 4 of his last 4 for 39 yards on this drive. 1st and goal, and will mark it at the City High 5-yard line. This would be a huge boost for the Cougars and a big blow for City High if they were allowed to get in. 1:04 left to go in the 1st half. 14-0 City High, pitching the shutout right now. Kennedy looking to change that. On play action, Patterson fires in the flat. It's dropped. His receiver at the 2-yard line, Blake Fisher. They'd moved him from the fullback to a slot man. He was there. Did not appear he was going to get in.
Yeah, I don't think that hurts Kennedy a whole lot because that clock would have continued to run and they would have had to go ahead and burn a timeout there that I don't think they would have wanted to burn.
2nd and goal from the 5 with exactly a minute left to go.
You know, and down here, I'm not so sure you don't go shotgun down here, that maybe you get him back up under the quarterback a little bit. But maybe, well, then here they go. He's going to get up under quarterback.
Exactly
here.
what they do. They've got twins to the near side. They'll send Meyer in motion to the near side. Strong side is to the right. Patterson rolling out an all-out blitz. He dodges one man, dodges a second. He could have run it in. Instead, he fires into the end zone, and it's complete to Fisher. City High came full bore, and they didn't get him. I believe, was it Altmaier or Fisher that got him just on the shoe top, but Patterson,
I think it was Altmaier,
a nice job to dodge the tackle, and then it was his choice. He could have waltzed that one in. Instead, he wants to pad his aerial attack stats. And on the 12th play of the drive, Kennedy finds pay dirt with 53 seconds left to go in the first half.
Well, Kennedy motioned to no backs to trips, and City High had the all-out blitz on. Looks like that kick was good.
Butters' extra point is up and good, and with 53 ticks left to go in the first half, Kennedy right back into this one, 14-7.
You know, if they stick in there and don't motion to no backs, you've probably got, you know, you might have him back there, and then that's a big play. So
just sheer athleticism by the Cougar quarterback to get himself out of a jam.
And then he had the poise to find the open receiver, and he had 2 or 3 of them out there.
Butters will put a foot into it, kicking against a slight breeze. Coming up, this is Kenny at the 15, the 20, the 25, out past the 30, still on his feet, and brought down at the 32. Thought for a second he might be able to hurdle one more man. Unable to do so, though. Big number 64, I believe it was, Tony Hamilton. Help check at 66, John Eaton to wrap him up.
Well, now the question is with Kennedy back there, that quarterback and a timeout left, do you try and get down here in field goal range?
And the wind at your back.
Yeah, or do you just try and grind it out and let's get out of here with a 14-7 lead?
I got a feeling City High will go for points here.
You think so?
Just a gut feeling. 1st and 10 from their own 32. Kennedy dropping back, has time, fires out near side, complete to Rocca, the 40, and pushed out of bounds as he just crosses the 45. Nice job, though, to find the sidelines. He picks up a big gain and stops the clock at the same time.
Nice job getting out of bounds. That's a gutsy call there too, Brent, because that play there, when you're throwing that deep out, you know, that's when you better have that throw right on the mark, because if a cornerback comes up and picks that, he's gone.
Plus 14 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 46, and it looks like Cedar Rapids Kennedy does not have the personnel they want in place. And Coach Lewis is livid as the Cougars will have to burn a timeout. 39 seconds left to go in the... Whoa. We probably should have made this one a 30-second run, Rhino. My bad. Just don't score a touchdown here. Who was it that got a hand on it?
Country boy. Put on the boots and the hat.
Little John Denver?
Kick some tires, yeah.
Little Alabama?
Yeah.
Tip drill doesn't work. Ryan Granko almost got a big one as we've got 2nd down and 10. We had a screen on. Looked like a bubble screen to wide receiver Ryan Granko, but he couldn't hang on to the football. And all of a sudden, with 29 seconds left to go, 3rd and 10. City trying to pick up the first down. They do not want to punt the football away and give the Cougars one more chance before the half ends. Kennedy dropping back, fires across the middle. Was that ball tipped at the line?
I think he's just trying not to get in trouble with that throw.
He was going on a crossing route. Looked like Rocca and both Scott Knight.
Oh, they're not big, but boy, they come hard and they're pretty quick. And they're doing some line stunts. They're doing some twisting in there and setting some linebackers and trying to keep City on their toes.
DP Iman back to put a foot into it with 24 seconds left in the first half. A very high and somewhat deep kick. Fisher calls for a fair catch, and he muff it. The ball is loose, and we'll wait and see. They'll spot it down, it appears, and the Cougars draw a break. Joel Rocca was right there, so was Mullenbrook.
Did they keep the halo rule in high school this year, the 2 yards? They got
lose on 1st and 10 from their own 28. We'll see if the Cougars play it safe or if they go for maybe one big home run ball. Instead, the handoff will go to Meyer on a draw as he crosses the 30, bent backwards at the 31. Mullenbrook was in there, so was Collins. And that will be the final play of the first half. Well, a defensively dominated first 24 minutes. City High's offense was efficient enough, but on their last offensive series, Kennedy made it count. 12 plays on a drive that started from their own. call him. Right. Oh, you told me one. Here we go. Back at Kingston Stadium on the south side of Cedar Rapids, Brent Balvanot sitting alongside Jason Dumont and our statistician Stephen Grace tonight. City High 14, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 7. Cedar Rapids Kennedy to receive to start the second half. Alex Fisher with a high but very short kick fielded by an upback, Jory Gibson, as he is dropped. Not much of a return. A very short kick. Gun kick sitting at the Cougar 15 to start the second half. Patterson will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. He'll send Hinkie in motion near the far side. Handoff goes to Meyer, tries to work his way around right end, busts through one tackle. Sidesteps another as he's across the 15, out close to the 20-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play.
Boy, Sabres just went right in that backfield and didn't really have a good angle, but he darn near ran down that tailback from the backside. Good flows by the linebackers there to make a nice play. This is going to be a real important series for Kennedy now to come out and see if they can sustain that momentum that they took in at the end of the first half.
Make it 2nd down and 7. Strong side to the right. Patterson, quick hitter. Nope, it's a play action. He's going to keep it around right side, keeping those long legs striding as he's out close to the 25. Tackled hard out of bounds. No flag. Boy, I tell you what, they do a great job of selling that fake.
Yeah, 3 times they've ran that play, and that's really the first time they've had a lot of success with it. But really selling that fake up in there, and that's not an option. They're running out of that. They're faking that dive, and that's a quarterback keep the whole way.
9 yards on the play. He's got 3 carries for 13 yards on the evening. Mark Patterson doing it both with his arm and his legs. 1st and 10. The chains move. Ball rests at the 27-yard line. Patterson barking out the signals. Deep drop. Play action. Rolling out. Fires off his back foot across the middle. Complete. He's got his man coming out of the backfield on kind of a curl route. Number 36. New player into the game, Ted Isham. Don't believe he was actually on the field for any of the first 2 quarters. Brett Schultz.
It's Brett Schultz.
Pardon me.
For Kennedy. Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong roster.
Well, that's what Kennedy
had.
Kennedy had some nice success throwing to backs out of the backfield, and they're going back to it. So that might be part of the game plan here. Same play.
Patterson forced out of the pocket, scrambling across the 45 down to the 48. That'll be a gain of about a good 6 on 1st and 10 from the 42.
Well, one of these times the City High is going to quit hitting that fullback on that play and just go right for the quarterback. That's the 4th time they've run it. Having some pretty good success here the second half with it.
15 yards the completion before that play makes it 2nd down and 3 now from the 49, and Kennedy out moving here to start the 3rd quarter. Deep drop by Patterson, all kinds of time, fires, overthrows his man, tipped and picked off by Rocca. Down the near sideline, the 45, cuts it against the grain, heading to the far sideline. He's across midfield and dropped just shy of the 45-yard line.
Great play there, and that's why you work on tip drill and practice. That ball was hit a couple times in the air, and Rocca did a nice job there of keeping his eyes on it, keeping his hands out in front of him, making the catch, and that's a big play for City High because Kennedy had pulled out a 1st down there, seemed to have a little bit of momentum going down the field. I got to tell you, this Cody Clayball, 6'1", 241, this guy's just solid. He's working over a guard on the Kennedy side, Jordan Gotchke, I believe, 5'9", 175, and he's having his way with him in there right now.
24-yard return by Joel Rocca, and all of a sudden the momentum appears to have shifted as Kenny gets the call right side. Simple power play as he works his way inside the 45 down to the 43. Boy, Cedar Rapids Kennedy was moving, and all of a sudden you can just look at the demeanor in the body language there, Jason. They're kind of hunched over and they're just thinking to themselves, what happened?
Yeah, they had a nice little drive going there and the momentum coming from the first half, but you know, there's a lot of football game yet to be played, and there'll be some other big plays.
2nd down and 7. City High trying to take advantage of it from the Cougar 43. Handoff left side. Kenny dodges one man, stuck at the 41, and goes no further.
You know, City was using Sabres there as that Z-back or halfback quite a bit. They've kind of gone away from that the last series of the first half in this series. They're putting him down in a 3-point and playing him right now at a true tight end position. And I don't know if they've taken Fisher out of the game or if they've got him split out. I don't think he's.
Brent
they got
Jen
him split
wide
out.
to the near side. It looks like Grenko to the far side. Two-step drop by Kennedy. Fires down. It's complete to Grenko at the 35. Still on his feet. Falls forward to the 30. And he's got enough to move the chains.
Now this can be a big, big turnaround here for City now. Momentum was definitely on Kennedy's side, and if they can come out here and get a score or even a field goal out of it, momentum plays such a big part in the football game, and one play like that can really turn the whole tide of a football game.
1st and 10 from the 32. That is Grenko's first reception of the evening. It goes for 10 yards. Kennedy will keep it on an option around right side. High steps one man, works inside the 30, down to the 28. City really mixing up the play calling here to start the second half.
Yeah, they're throwing a lot of different things out there. The quarterback keep and trying to keep Kennedy kind of off pace just a little bit. And I think they can work on the right-hand side here if they can, you know, get behind Ancio a little bit and work on that right-hand side. So there's a pretty big hole right there in the line running at that 4-4.
Out of the eye, looks like the strong side to the left here on 2nd and 7. Play action. Kennedy dropping back, fires across the middle. Great defensive play. Fisher on Sabers. The ball was right on Sabers' numbers, and Fisher laid completely out, outstretched arm, and just buried that fist inside Sabers' numbers to punch it away.
That's not a small assignment, Brent.
No.
Play a little man coverage out there on Sabers.
That was a fantastic play.
That was good, but
great athleticism.
You know, Kennedy's not afraid to throw that in there, though. Sabers so many times will come out of that with the ball and be able to break a tackle. You know, I think if Kennedy just throws it up just a little bit higher, he can put it out of the reach of the linebackers and get it up there to Sabers up high.
Twins to the near side. It's Sabers and Grenko on 3rd and 7. Kennedy dropping straight back again. Fires. Oh, in and out of the hands of Grenko at the 25. Not sure if he would have had the first down, but certainly would have picked up a little extra yardage as it is. 4th and 7. And do we have the field goal unit coming on here? We're going to have a punt. Nope, Fisher coming on,
Fisher
number
coming
33. On. This will be spotted at the 36-yard line. A 46-yard attempt by Alex Fisher into about a 5 to 10 mile an hour wind. He's got the leg. Low kick. Has it got enough distance? No, just wide. It was angling down toward the left corner of the upright. I thought for a second it might have just squeaked in, but as you mentioned,
20.
Coach Sabers and I were talking about this. Anytime he gets inside the 30 to probably even the 35-yard line, Coach Sabers told me his philosophy is going to be why not, meaning that he feels Fisher's got the leg to go ahead and do it. As this pitch on 1st and 10 from their own 20 will go to Meyer. Nice job to string it out. Looks like Kenny. Also, number 40 for City High, Zach Buxton, coming over to keep him from getting anything on it. Matter of fact, looks like he may have lost a couple on the play. He did. 2nd down and 12.
Good pursuit, people flying around. You know, on that previous series, right before that field goal attempt, Ryan Kennedy, both linebackers, interior linebackers blitz, and that's time when as a quarterback you want to look at your tight end work in the middle, and he did have Sabers wide open, and that's where I think you want to work against that blitz instead of throwing it to the corner.
Patterson on play action, rolling out near side, actually on the option on the play fake as he works his way out past the 25. Just kind of shucking and jiving. He basically becomes another tailback once he crosses the line of scrimmage.
Well, and that's the problem when you don't have a real well-established running game. You're trying to find some way to keep the defense off kilter, and right now they're going to Mark Patterson is basically their main man. He's going to throw the ball, and he's been their running back so far here in the second half.
Picks up 8 yards on that scamper, though. Makes it 3rd down and 4 from the 26. He'll drop back, has time, fires across the middle behind Meyer coming out of the backfield. Credit Greg Altmaier, the linebacker, for sticking with him. Mullenbrook also there.
Looks like Sabers might have got a hand on that, too. Knocked that down.
Everybody in on the act for the City High defense, and Kennedy will be forced to punt. #21st attempt of the evening for Mark Patterson. Mowinkle back to punt inside his own 15. We'll see if Sabres can bull rush him here. He gets away an end-over-end kick, somewhat short. Rocca comes up and fields it at the 45. Shucks one man across midfield. The 45, the 40, and dropped inside at the 39-yard line. Nice open field tackle made by number 2, Saheed Kamara. Tell you what, if he didn't catch him too, there was a lot of green in front of Rocca up that far sideline.
Rocca did a nice job of catching that ball on the run, and it looked like Kennedy had him dead to rights. He did a nice job of catching it on the run and taking off, and had Mullenbrook out there leading the way.
Second offensive series of the second half. Second time they've started on the Cedar Rapids Kennedy side of midfield.
A great field position.
1st and 10 from the Cougar 38. Twins to the near side. Looks like Grenko and Jen. Two-step drop. Kennedy will fire to the far side. Complete. Is that Sabres?
Sabres, yeah.
Number 89 hauls it in as he's inside the 35.
It's the same play they ran earlier down here right in front of us in the first half, where they threw it out to him and he broke a tackle and picked up about 10 yards. Just trying to get it to your best athletes, trying to let them make a play. Good field position here. You don't have to do anything crazy.
6 on the play. Makes it second down and much more manageable. That is Sabres' 4th reception of the evening.
They got him back at the Z-back
52
now.
yards as the pitch comes to Kenny around near end. He gets a great seal. The 30, the 25, the 20, cuts it back inside the 15 and dropped at the 12, but there's a flag down at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, there was a big clip on a crackback block, Brent. I saw that one from up here. And City High's coming back to that formation they ran earlier in the game, Brent, where they put in Sabres as that Z-back, have Fisher in there as well, and then he's blocked. Well, that's 3 or 4 big penalties now on City High. They're down in the red zone too that have hurt them.
I think it's 2nd and 11 from the Kennedy 39 on a draw. Kennedy sending everybody, and Phil Kenny has nowhere to go. Dropped all the way back at midfield. Nick Dolan, Jordan Getchie. Looked like virtually every linebacker coming up that time for Cedar Rapids Kennedy.
I think looked to me like there's almost 11 people in the backfield. It was all Kennedy. That was just a matter of having the right play call on there, a right defensive call against the draw play.
That will not help pad the stats, but more importantly makes it 3rd and 20 for City High.
Pull out your 3rd and 20 playbook.
Yeah, absolutely, which is, in this case, Twins to the far side, Sabres as a wide out, near side. Kennedy, straight drop, all kinds of time to throw, down the middle to Grenko, just overthrows him. That wasn't quite a hard post, but he had his man beat. And the pass just past his outstretched arms. And 4th and 20 from the 48 right now. And the Cougars have dodged a bullet. Meyer and Fisher both standing back at about their own 10-yard line. Iman fumbles the snap, but the return is on. This one, a low spiral inside the 25 and downed at the 23 by Joel Rocca.
You know, the punting has not been very good tonight, Brent. I think both coaches are going to be disappointed with that. City High doing a big clipping penalty that took them right back out of it.
On a running play.
On a running play, yeah.
1st and 10, the Cougars will take over on their own 24. 5:08 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They trail it 14-7. Patterson will hand off to Meyer, trying to turn the right side, cuts it back against the grain inside the 25, the 30. A late flag thrown in the backfield as Meyer works his way out to the 32. Pretty healthy gain on the play, about a good 6 or 7 yards, but this one will be coming back, holding the call against the Cougars. And well after Meyer had
Kennedy offense here, they're going to be pretty limited in what they're going to be able to run.
Under 5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd. Still nobody to break the scoreboard here to start the second half. High snap out of the shotgun. Patterson fires into the flat. It's dropped by Meyer, and they will say incomplete forward pass. Heads up play by the tailback there. He thought it might have been considered a lateral, but the whistle sounds.
There's that formation that we saw.
2nd down and 20 from their own 14. City trying to get the big stop here and get good field position for their next offensive series. Patterson behind center with a straight drop. Looking across the middle, firing downfield, overthrows Hinkie. There was some contact, not enough though to draw the flag.
Looks like City's covering that trip set a lot better, Brent. They've got that linebacker scooted over. They've got their safety.
Calm, very mild, very collected.
Never raised my voice.
Chew your bubblicious.
I heard that on Hawk Talk the other night. I wonder how much bubblicious he got in the mail.
He's probably got a metric ton by now. On 3rd and 20, quick wide receiver screen to Christensen as he crosses the 15, shy of the 20. That will be well shy of the first down marker, and the Cougars will have to punt. Sugarless, bubblicious.
Sugarless, bubblicious.
Regular flavor.
Regular.
Yeah,
I did notice how he deflected that Jim Rome question.
You know, he handled it well.
Yeah,
very well.
Hey, that was an opportunity for him to sound off, and he is a very classy coach. There's they're going for the block. Got it.
As they've got it, Mowinkle has the punt blocked. Looks like, is it Altmaier got a hand on it, and now some extra pushing and shoving as the ball is recovered. Number 32, Greg Altmaier. So apparently they're going to give him credit for the block and the punt. Danny Lake is what I had down as well. I heard the PA announcer, and we'll go with our spotter here. Altmaier with the block, Danny Lake with the recovery.
Well, as we were talking, I was, just thinking this would be the perfect opportunity to put on the block. 14-7, you got him buried deep. City High needs to make a play here and try and stretch this lead out just a little bit.
1st and 10 from the Kennedy 9. Kennedy will pitch to Kenny. Wide near side. Dodges one man. Great move as he sprints untouched into the end zone. Touchdown City.
Looked like they had him dead to rights. Number 42 came out and just got in his way just enough. Tyson Worth got in the way, and nice little cutback there by Kenny. Scooted right in the end zone, and looked like Kennedy had everybody kind of up, 8 men up in the box, and once he got past that first man, there was nobody back there.
Boy, that right end, especially the pitch around it, has paid dividends for the Little Hawks so far this evening.
They had some success with that first half and came right back to it.
103 yards unofficially on 19 carries as the point after is up and good by Alex Fisher, and a little more breathing room now for City High. 3:56 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Little Hawks back up on top by 14, 21-7 over Cedar Rapids Kennedy. We'll take a quick timeout.
Yeah, they needed that. Last thing you want to do is let this team hang with you going into the 4th quarter.
About the 10, not bad.
Look out.
26. Did you see that? Little love tap. Back at Kingston Stadium, Blake Fisher returns an Alex Fisher kickoff. About 24 yards out to the, about 14 yards out to the 28-yard line. That's where Cedar Rapids Kennedy will take over. 1st and 10, trailing 21-7. Patterson on play action. Way back inside his own 20, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. Call it a sack on the play as City High did a great job to get penetration.
Trying to get a number. I know Sabers was in there.
Cody Claybaugh, I believe, number 50, also breathing down his neck. That'll be a loss of about 8 or 9 on the play. They'll say a loss of 10. Makes it 2nd down and 20.
Now Kennedy better be careful here, not get themselves in too much of a bind, or City High will have this game put away before they know it.
Twins to the near side. Patterson will hand off to Meyer. He'll come around the near end. Inside the 20, lowers the shoulder. Past the 25 and pushed out of bounds by a trio of Little Hawks at the 26.
Well, at least they got themselves now in a situation where they can realistically get a 1st down or have a few different plays they can run. I'm not sure why Patterson just didn't throw that ball away out there. Good pressure up the middle from City High.
He was out of the box. He was out of the pocket.
Yeah, he could have just thrown it away. I think, down 21-7, he's trying to make a play.
7 on the play that time for Meyer. They'll come out of the shotgun on 3rd and 13 from the 25. Fisher in motion. Looks like he'll be pass protection. Dropping back. Patterson looking right side. Fires. It's complete to Hinkie at the 41-yard line. That is a great route. He knew exactly where the first down marker was, got 1 extra yard, and they moved the chains.
Good, nice job tiptoeing the sideline over there, and what a great throw by Patterson. Good job up front by the Kennedy line of giving him plenty of time to throw the ball. And City High just coming with a 4-man rush. Nothing fancy, and number 11 found a little spot back there in the zone and just kind of sat down, and great throw, great catch.
On the money. Let's call it 17 yards. He picked up a little extras out of the shotgun again. A high snap. Pulled down with one hand by Patterson. Complete across the middle to Christensen, who almost lost the football. Zach Buxton and Alex Fisher both came up to blow him a kiss, and he almost had it pop out of his grasp. As it is, it's a completion, a gain of about 6 on the play. That will call it 4 as they'll spot it at the 46.
Zach Buxton did a really nice job there of closing on that football while it was in the air, and you're right, that ball almost popped out.
Thank you.
Oh,
this one working right side up in the air and is picked off. Mullenbrook heading up the far sideline as, again, the Cougars going very quickly out of the huddle here. And the second interception of the evening gives City High good field position at the Cougar 40-yard line.
Well, Mullenbrook's going to get the interception in the scorebook, but give half that interception to Sabers, Michael Sabers. Did a nice job on a bull rush, got by his guy, got to the quarterback, and forced that throw and forced a bad throw. So Mullenbrook owed Sabers a steak dinner there for that interception.
Return of 10 yards by Mullenbrook makes it 1st and 10 from the Cougar 40. Kennedy dropping back on a wide receiver screen, complete to Grenko. The 40, the 35, sidesteps another man. Inside the 30, the 25's carrying 2-3 defenders before he's finally dropped inside the 25 at the 23.
That was the same play they tried to run earlier, Brent, and they couldn't get the ball out there. He couldn't get loose to catch the ball. But it had a really nice lane. They saw that play. They came back to it. That's a perfect situation to come with it right there on 1st down after a big turnover. Finally, he was able to break loose there and get the catch and get down the field. And Kennedy now, they've got to come up with a stand. They cannot afford to go down 28-7 with the 3rd quarter winding down.
1st and 10 from the Kennedy 23, approaching the 1-minute mark here in the 3rd. Pitch around the near side, the seal is there, inside the 20. Kenny cuts it back at the 15, inside the 10, backpedaling his way inside the 5 before a jersey tackle drops him at the 4-yard line.
Same sweep play that they've ran 5, 6, 7 times tonight, and I think, Brent, what we're starting to see is Kennedy starting to wear down. Right now, City High is able to run some basic plays, nothing fancy there on that sweep. Pick up, I don't know what they get there, 15, 16 yards? 18 yards. And you can see Kennedy just starting to look a little slow out there. 1st
and goal from the Cougar 5. Out of the eye. Tyson Worth is your fullback. Kenny is your tailback. Strong side to the right. Kennedy with a long count. Handoff goes to Kenny off a right tackle. He slips as he works his way inside the 5. Maybe a gain of a yard depending on where his knee was down. Looks like he's dropped it about the 4, but looks like the turf just a little unkind. It gave way there on him.
It looks like it. It looks like he's trying to cut back into the hole, and there was a little bit of a hole there. See, they're going to mark him backwards, too, as his knee. Boy, that's
no gain at best. Looks like the nose of the ball still on the 5. Unofficially, 22 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown for Phil Kenny. 2nd and goal from the 5, barring a penalty. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Kennedy on play action, fakes the pitch, drops back, fires across the middle, complete to Rocca, touchdown City High, just inside the goal line.
Well, they came back to that sweep action, Brent. They faked the sweep left, froze those linebackers just enough to get them dragging across there and find the open man for the touchdown. Nice play calling.
Nice crossing route by Rocca, and he took a shot as well, Jason.
He did.
Standing in at all of 5'11", 154 pounds.
I think this second half, City's done a very nice job of setting up plays.
Extra point is blocked. It looks like number 76 getting a big paw on it. Matt Dolter, 6'2", 235-pound junior. So a silver lining for the Cougars. But with that said, City now enjoying a 20-point lead, 27-7, with just a couple of ticks left to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll keep it here. We'll take our.
I'm going here. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to get back in this football game.
Fisher and Meyer both standing inside their own 5 to return. An Alex Fisher kick. A high and a short kick. This one will be fielded by an up back, bobbling it at the 25, dropped at the 27. That will be John Eaton.
That'll be the only time he touches
a
the
tackle. Well, he almost didn't get it. Bobbled it around for a few seconds, but managed to get his meat hooks on it. And the buzzer sounds as we have come to the end of the third quarter of play. 1st and 10. I'm up to speed here. Fisher carried that for how much? Who's that complete to? Thank you very much, gentlemen. We are underway here in the fourth quarter. A short run of 4 yards and a short pass of what looks to be 3 yards. Now has it 3rd down and 3 for the Cougars from their own 36. They trail City High by a score of 27-7. Hinkey in motion. Near side, Patterson with a straight drop. He's got some time, fires across the middle, picked off. This one into the hands of Scott Knight. Across the 45, the 40, up the near sideline, and pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And it looked for a second as if that ball floated, but
there wasn't anybody close.
I was going to say, it almost looks like Hinkey just broke the pattern off, Jason.
Yeah, there might have been some miscommunication there. That might have just been a bad ball. You know, for as good as Patterson played in the first half and threw that ball around, especially on that drive, you know, he's had a little bit of rough go here the second half. You know, took a deep sack and now thrown a couple interceptions. One of those interceptions you can't blame him, was tipped around, but he's got 3 picks now on the night.
Yep, 22 yards on the return, and
you know, and that's a lot of pressure on a kid when you don't have a running game to speak of, and you're really putting it all on his shoulders. I mean, you got to try.
1st and 10 from the Cougar 30-yard line. Cedar Rapids Kennedy with their backs against the wall as City High comes out. Kennedy with play action, fires across the middle. The ball is tipped as he was going for Brent Jenner. We have a late flag and I think maybe an extra push. They're going to wave this off.
Yeah,
Hinkey gave him just a bit of a love tap as he hit the deck, and looks like the back judge coming over and saying, nope, no need.
Tip ball, yeah. That's a good job by the officiating crew to communicate like that, get that waved off.
Talk about the aerial attack for both these ball clubs tonight.
You know, City High might want to think about running the ball just a little bit here, start burning this clock up and shorten this game up on the ground a little bit. You got a good 27-7 lead, and the only thing that's going to hurt you here is some sort of interception or crazy that gets run back for a touchdown.
Looks like we've got a new tailback in the ball game. I believe that's Andrew Taylor. For City High it is. He'll get the call up the gut inside the 30, the 25, and working his way down to the 23-yard line. First carry of the evening for the other City High tailback. Picks himself up a pretty decent gain, 7 yards. Again, getting back to the aerial attack of both clubs tonight, 29 attempts for Patterson for Cedar Rapids Kennedy.
Yep.
He's thrown 3 interceptions, though, all here in the second half. He's got 126 yards. Ryan Kennedy, not to be outdone, though, has gone to the air 27 times. He's got 136 yards to his credit. As the pitch will go to Taylor around the far side, inside the 25, the 20. Whoa, almost decapitated. Somebody stuck a forearm out, and you saw his neck just kind of pop back as the rest of his body went forward, but snaps up, appears to be okay as he picks up 6 yards on the play.
There's sweep play again, nothing fancy. Get some good speed out there on the corner. He looks like he's a speedy little back. I think the one thing back to that passing attack is City has had a much more balanced attack tonight. You know, they've had the ball obviously a lot more offensively, so he's got the throws. Kennedy's got the throws, but they just have no running game tonight.
Without question. 1st and 10 from the 17. Twins to the near side. Kennedy will hand off to Taylor, right guard. Sidesteps one man. Dances his way inside the 15. Keeps those legs pumping as he's close to the 10 under a pile of green and white.
And if I'm City High, I'm just going to say, I'm going to run a pop out up the middle. I'm going to run sweep left. I'm going to run pop out the middle. I'm going to run sweep right. I'm going to burn this clock. We got a really short field down here and shorten up this game and get out of here with a really good win.
6 yards on the carry. 3 carries now for 19 yards for Andrew Taylor. Averaging 6 a pop. 2nd and 4 from the Cougar 11. Out of the eye with the strong side to the left. Handoff will go to him off left tackle. Buries the head. Keeps moving forward as he's inside the 15. Down to the 11. Dropped by linebacker Nick Dolan after a 5-yard gain.
Pretty nice job up front tonight by Berg and Duffy and Moeller and Collins and Ancio and Fisher doing a nice job up front, making some nice running lanes, and I think you're starting to see City High take over in the trenches.
1st and goal. Need to correct myself here, from the 6 rather than the 11. Out of the eye. Handoff goes to the up back. That looks like Tyson Worth as he works his way over right side. Inside the 5, and again, power football right now as he's down about the 3 or 4.
You know, if you're coaching now, you just keep it conservative, keep pounding the ball down there at him, and no mistakes. Nothing stupid, no mistakes. Don't put that football on the ground. Have that covered with both hands when you're running into there to the line, and worst case scenario, come out of here with a field goal, most likely come out with a touchdown.
2 yards on the carry makes it 2nd and goal from the 4s. We're now under 8 minutes left to go, as I'm not sure that was a busted play or if it was an option. Kennedy will head right up the middle.
That was a quarterback follow. It was. It's just fake the fullback, and then you just follow that fullback right up in there.
Got right on his hip and very close, but he's just shy of the goal line.
Haven't seen that tonight. Good play call down there. You aren't pitching, you know, sometimes option down here when you're up 27-7. You know, you don't want to put that ball on the ground. No sense pitching it out there. Keep it safe.
3rd and goal with the nose of the football just on the goal line. Out of the eye. Worth and Taylor will dot it. Kennedy will keep it, and no signal from the side judge. Now a late call from the far side, and they're going to say Kennedy broke the plane of the goal line. Touchdown, City High. 6:58 left to go in this contest. It's now officially become a blowout. 33-7. Kennedy on a 1-yard quarterback keeper.
Brent, this was a 14-7 football game. Kennedy's moving the football down the field, and a tip pass for an interception. We were talking about it at the time, thought maybe that could be the momentum swing, and sure enough it was. And from that point forward, it's been all City High, and one interception really turned this football game.
Fisher's extra point splits the uprights, and with 6:58 left to go in the 4th quarter, City High with some icing on the cake, 30. Fisher will tee it up at the 40. He'll be kicking from right to left on your radio dial. City High 34, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 7. A little bit of a breeze to his back, a high end over end kick fielded by Meyer at the goal line. The 5, the 10 behind the wedge, the 15, the 20, and he gets out to about the 22. But a long way to go for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And Jason, you made the point as we headed into the last commercial break. This was a 14-7 game at the half. City High just came out and reestablished themselves starting that 3rd quarter.
Yeah, one pick, and then City High took it right down the field and scored. And then they came back and they had that big sack over on the far. City High right now is just kind of having their way with them.
1st and 10 from their own 22. Looks like we've got 2 tights. Single back.
Double tight.
Meyer will get the call left end. The 25, the 30. Spin move. Still on his feet. Dives for the 35.
He's running hard.
Boy, he still is. And you got to like that if you're Coach Tim Lewis. This game is clearly out of reach right now for his ball club, but you'd think it was a one-possession game.
You think the way he was running, you would. He just ran over the linebacker and cutting back, doing some nice things. And you know what Coach is going to look for now is improvement, things they can build on. And there's a lot of season left for Kennedy, and they're going to have to improve in some areas.
Greg Lala with the tackle, a reserve for City High defensively as Meyer gets the call, right side, works his way across the 40, down to the 42. Give him gain of 7 on the play. 14 carries now unofficially for 43 yards. As we've got some new white jerseys coming into this ball game for City High, number 31, as we mentioned, Greg Lala. Also trying to see number 81, free safety Brent Jen. And a couple of white jerseys on that defensive line that we'll try and identify for you after this play. As a keeper, Patterson on the fake, works his way across midfield off the right side, down to the 48. Move the chains again.
Jen stepping up. 201-pound junior is over here playing left defensive end. Did a pretty nice job on that play.
Andrew McKay also in at the defensive line, if that name sounds familiar. His older brother Angus played on, I believe it was that undefeated team for City High a couple years ago.
Can't forget that one.
As Meyer gets the handoff on a draw, works his way to the 45. Boy, was that Mullenbrook that came up and just lowered a shoulder. Meyer's head popped straight back. He appears to be okay as he fell forward, but for 145 pounds,
yeah, you know,
he really lays the wood.
There's certain kids that you play with or coach or you see on the football field that you look at him and you're like, this kid is not a football player physically, but they are just ballers. And that's Mullenbrook tonight. He's proved something to me. He's just a football player. He flies to the ball and loves to play the football game.
Meyer gets the call around left end as he works his way out close to the first down marker at the 40. Give him 4 on the play. I believe it was number 52. Merritt Graves leading the charge. Was it 72? Trying to get a number on the young man here. 3rd and 4. Patterson dropped at the 40-yard line, and he will be shy of the first down marker by about a couple yards.
Nice job by Andrew McKay. Well, what do you do here? Do you might as well go for it?
Absolutely. What do you got to lose? You got 4:25 left to go in the game. You're trailing by 27. Patterson will bring him up behind center. Handoff will go to Meyer, left side, stuck at the 40. Great pursuit to the football.
43 was in on that one. Justin Gonzalez.
Justin Gonzalez, 86, I'm being told. Sean Hosseini.
That's a great job by the second unit. That's exactly what you want to see from the kids who are there working hard every day, running scout team. They get their opportunity to get in there, and that was pretty much the first team Kennedy offense and get a big 4th down stop.
So no gain on the play, and it looks like the second string also coming in offensively. DP Iman now your quarterback for the final 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Up behind center with the strong side to the right on the option. Pitch near side. Taylor not much there as he's wrapped up in the backfield and dropped at the 34. And that'll be a loss of a good 6 yards on the play.
It was neat to see a play-by-play legend up here in the stadium box
Rob
tonight.
Brooks.
Bob Brooks was up here. And
actually, Rob and Bob up here.
Was Rob up here too?
Yep, he's doing TV upstairs.
One of the all-time great play-by-play. Covered the Hawks in the 80s and 90s.
Interviewed you on more than one occasion.
We always, Bob was a, he was always fun getting interviewed by Brooksy, as we called him.
Did he have the big tape recorder that he just kind of stuck up in your face?
You know, Brooksy was, you'd go into meetings with Coach Fry, and you know, he was always, Coach Fry'd always poor boy it and say, you know, don't say anything stupid to the press, and you know, just the standard line, kind of like what we hear right now. You know, typical. Yeah, we go out and try and play our best. Well, Brooksy, the season veteran, he knows that, so he didn't ask specific questions. He'd come out and he'd be like, "So, Jason, Michigan." It wasn't even a question, it was just a statement. Or it'd be, so they've got a good quarterback.
Pitch to Taylor on 3rd down and 14 is shy of the tailback, and Kennedy falls on it in the backfield. Or did Taylor get to it? Looks like he did.
Like
Boy,
he did.
after 2 players split him, how in the world did he come up with that football? Great job on not the greatest pitch by Taylor to prevent the turnover, and Iman now will have to punt on 4th and 22.
So Brooksy, he was the king of the open-ended question, nothing specific, and before you knew it, you were talking for 5 minutes and told him everything you weren't supposed to be telling him. So great interviewer, great guy. It's good to see him out here watching some high school football.
Iman will put a foot into it. A high end-over-end kick, best punt of the evening. Fielded by Mike Russell at the 40. Dodges one man, cuts it up the near side across midfield, the 40. One man to beat, it's Iman. He shucks him the 30, the 25, but Iman slowed him down just enough that the rest of the cavalry arrived. Looks like Zach Buxton, and who else there? Number 50, is that 53? Adam Collins. Iman didn't make the tackle, Jason, but he saved the touchdown.
Hard running. That's Kennedy coming out, playing hard here on the special teams.
Excellent field position for Kennedy, as the ball will be spotted at the City High 23 with 1:54 left to go.
You got a new
We'll
quarterback.
have a new quarterback, Tyler Thompson, 6'4" 190-pound junior for the Cougars. Will hand off to Russell over the right side. Works his way inside the 20. See where his spot is here. Every time you see players go down in a pile like that, it's not where he ends up, it's where his knee is, and they will say right at the 20. So give him a short 4 on the play, makes it 2nd and 6.
Tyler Thompson, another big 6'4" and a junior, so they'll have another big athletic quarterback back next year here at Kennedy.
2nd and 6. Boy, it looks like we had some early movement. Play action. Thompson rolling out far side, fires across the middle. Nice leaping catch inside the 10-yard line by number 46. Grant Cornish, the starting defensive end, who I believe was in as a tight end on that play. Make it 1st down and goal from the City High 7. 13 yards on the completion. Man in motion near the far side. Thompson will hand off to Russell, trying to work his way around right end. Nothing doing as he is locked up. Number 54, Eric Mitchell. Number 61, Andrew McKay, there to greet him in the backfield. Under a minute now left to go in the ball game. And this is a matter of pride for City High's defense right now, Jason. They do not want to give up the meaningless but still cheap touchdown.
Yeah, and it'd be all right for Kennedy. They'd like to get in here and get a score and try and get something to build on here for the rest of the season, but
dropping back, Thompson fires across the middle. Cornish goes up high and takes one right in the ribs. Looks like number 81, Brent Jen, the free safety, came in and just buried his helmet and shoulder pads right in his midsection.
Well, looks like we'll have time for, what do we got, 3rd down, maybe 2 more pass plays here. They'll probably check it in the end zone a couple times.
As a former receiver, you can't think about that, but when
yeah,
you do, that's one of the scariest plays in football. You are completely exposed.
Yeah, he was completely exposed there, and Jen put on a really nice hit.
Split backs, Thompson, 2-step drop, fires across the middle, tipped and knocked away as it falls incomplete. Going for a backup receiver, number 81, Dylan Hutton. And with 10 seconds left to go, this will be the final play of the ball game, barring a penalty, you'd think. 4th and 10, 4th and goal, we should say, from the City High 10. 10 seconds left on the clock. One back, it's Meyer. Behind Thompson. Strong side to the right. On play action, Thompson rolling out far side. He's got a man in the flat. He's got a man in the corner of the end zone. He flips. Complete, but it's going to be shy of the touchdown. And with 1 second left on the clock, City will take a knee and hop on the bus with their second win of the season.
I don't know if he's got room to take a knee.
Maybe they'll give up the safety. I doubt it. They'll run a play here.
Yeah.
Absolutely no way they'd give up points.
It's a really good win for City to come up here and not just win. This is a game that coming in, I'm sure the coaches at City High felt they probably should win this game if they just execute and play hard. And give Kennedy credit, they really hung in there 14-7 about halfway through the third quarter, and then the wheels just kind of started falling off the bus for them, and City High took advantage of it.
Ball spotted at the 1. Iman will hand off to the fullback, and that will do it. I believe that was Altmaier, number 32. It was either Altmaier or Worth. Actually, check it. Josh Nelson, number 34. So he gets his hands on the football. And that is your ball game. 34-7. City High, nursing just a 7-point lead at the half, explodes for a 27-point victory, and with it, there's